Hello everyone, thanks for tuning in again. You know who I am, Pauline Jones-Sheffe, and this is Georgie, my therapy dog, and she's really good for me. Anyway, I didn't learn to drive until I was 39 years old. As a matter of fact, my 16-year-old son was going to driving school at the same time I was learning to drive. But I didn't know I was going to be learning to drive until I came home one day and there was a new car in the driveway. I thought we had company, and I went in and I said to my husband, "Whose car is that?" And he said, "That's your car." And I said, "But I don't drive." And he said, "Well, you're going to, because I'm not taking you to yard sales anymore." I was so shocked. So he took me and put me in it, and I sat there and I looked down at the floor, and I knew I was in trouble right away because there were 3 pedals and I'd only got 2 feet. Well, I went and got my 365 a few days later, and we went to a parking lot, and I bounced this car around for an hour. And he kept screaming, "Use the clutch, use the clutch." And I kept saying, "Which one's the clutch? Which one's the clutch?" It was absolute murder. He went grey that year. Anyway, we were going along the road one day, and I nearly got into an accident. And I was just shaking like a leaf, and I said, that's it, I am never driving again. You can just take me home, I'm done, I'm finished, I just nearly killed somebody. So he took me home, and we got home, and half an hour later I said, well, I guess we'd better go out again, hadn't we? I went to driving school, but he still had to take me out driving, didn't he? I would have dreams at night, and I'd wake up shouting, "Where's the clutch? Where's the clutch?" Does anybody know what the clutch does anyway? Because I never know what the clutch does. I must admit, after a while, I really preferred to drive a standard than I did an automatic. It's more like driving, isn't it? But these days, I'm glad I don't drive anymore, neither does my husband, because there's too much going on inside the car. I mean, you've got the Wi-Fi, you've got the camera at the back, and that GPS woman, she's a real madam, you know. Don't think she takes you 20 miles out of your way so you don't hit construction. That's not what it's all about at all. She takes you 20 miles out of her way, your way I should say, because she's busy directing everybody else. She must make some money, that woman. She's got millions of people on the road, you know. I don't know how she does it. Only a woman can multitask like that. You know that, don't you? And I don't understand why the men like having a woman on that GPS system either. Because men don't like having women telling them where to go, and they don't like asking for directions either. It's just too busy. If I was driving, I would just tell her to shut up. And if you try and go another way, because I go in other people's cars on road trips, and if the person that's driving decides that they're going to take a shortcut, the GPS woman will come on and she'll give you another route to take you back where you started. I think she's very bossy. I don't know why they don't have a man directing it, you know. Or they should at least give you a choice, don't you think? Anyway, she just goes on and on and on, and I don't understand south or north or east or west. I only understand left or right, or go forward or back. It's not that I wasn't educated. I just have a mental block when it comes to north, south, east and west. I mean, I know it's north, south, east and west, but if somebody asked me to go south, I couldn't tell you where to go. Like I said, I'm glad I'm not driving anymore. One day I was driving home. I wasn't driving home, I was in the passenger seat. And there was a woman in the next car beside us doing 40 like we were. And do you know, she was using her knees to steer the car while she was brushing her hair and putting it in a ponytail. Did I ever give her a dirty look, I can tell you. I just could not believe it. Some people, they're distracted anyway, and texting. People are crazy if they text and drive. How can you text? My husband learned to text a few months ago, and he's going around with his thumbs up like this all the time now. He's just at it all the time. I don't text. But if I was a driver now, I think I'd give it up, because it's just too busy. Anyway, before I go, I gotta tell you, there's a lot of hate out there right now, isn't there? A lot of turmoil. Do you know that hate starts in the mind, but it's acted out from the heart? We can't let our hearts become evil like that just because other people are. We've got to love people and be more tolerant and be more kind, because maybe there just isn't enough of that in the world anymore. And we can all do that. We can all be kind and smile at a stranger. So why don't we do that? You have a wonderful week, and I'll see you next time. Bye-bye for now.